Hey y'all, hey! I'm Ashley and this is For Dizzy Birds, and it is time for our very first video of 2025. So we've got a lot planned today, including going over our 2025 goals and introducing ourselves to a couple of new binders and some new challenges. So if you're interested to see what goals we have for 2025, you want to see what challenges we get started, go ahead and stick around. Hey y'all! Happy New Year. I know it's actually, depending on when you see this, for me, it is actually a few days into the new year on the weekend. So January 5th or 6th, that goes to show you how well I'm doing. I don't even know what day of the week it is. But I'm here. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. So glad you're here. I know that the beginning of a new year brings a lot of new goals and plans and resolutions, if you call them that. So I know that whenever I hit the new year, I have a lot of energy and plans for making new things come to be. So if that's what brought you to the channel, welcome. If you've been watching my channel for a little while, you may have noticed, and maybe not, I don't know, that I've been a little bit absent the last few weeks. So it's been about 3 weeks since I posted a video, and I'll be honest and tell you that was not my plan. I didn't have any plans for taking a break from the channel, but without going into too much detail, just say that, that this last month, Christmas and a new job and all the things that came my way, I needed a break. And one thing I will tell you about myself is I am a strong supporter of taking care of yourself. Mental health matters. Taking a break when you need to do, we can only do so much, right? We're all human. So this past month was a little bit rough, not necessarily bad, just rough. There was a lot going on, all the normal things that go on with Christmas and travel and the various gatherings. And I also started a new position at work, which I have mentioned previously. And while that is not necessarily bad either, there's just a lot that comes along with it. So I don't really have a great excuse other than, I just needed to take care of myself. So what happened with the challenges that we were working on in December? So full disclosure, basically all of that money was earmarked for Christmas. So what I did was took the money that was being saved anyways and took care of my Christmas obligations. So we are basically going to start out the year with a clean slate, fresh start, nothing in the Save to Sync folder, nothing in any of the binders except for our emergency fund. So it's not exactly what I wanted. I wanted to be able to show you all the savings and all of the challenges, but because I needed that break, we're just going to skip ahead, and here's what's going to happen. So we're starting out a new year, and I got my monthly paycheck this past week. So normally that means we have a little bit more to save. So it's a really good start to the month and a good start to the year. I want to go over just a few things, if you'll bear with me, that I have set for goals, because I think it's a good time to do that, to talk about the goals that we have in place for the next year. And then I'm going to tell you a little bit about some of my plans for the channel going forward. So up first, let's talk about goals. So in 2024, we had some goals centered around our spending habits and making better choices with our money. So one thing I can tell you is, although I was behind on saving for Christmas and I didn't have it fully funded before the Christmas season started, causing a little bit of additional stress, I am really proud to say that for the first time ever, we fully funded Christmas with actual funds, right? Nothing got put on a credit card, and we owe nothing for Christmas now that Christmas is over. So to me, that's a really big win. We always end up kind of going overboard, and I don't know if you're like that as well. Again, in the Christmas season, I start thinking about all the things I want to do for others, and my budget kind of tends to go out the window. And this year it did not happen. This year I stuck to my budget. This year I used money that we saved, and I did not accrue any additional debt for Christmas. So that's a really good feeling. So starting out the year, We've got some goals that are centered around maybe some things that are a little less fun. Now that we feel like we've accomplished some better spending habits and making better choices and being more aware of what we're doing with our money and the job that our money is doing, now we're going to talk about what we're going to have that money do this year. So here are my goals for 2025. Okay. And I've decided to set 5. And I don't know if you know about SMART goals, but SMART goals mean basically that the goals should be measurable and attainable. So they need to be reasonable. They need to have a time aspect to them. And basically that means that like goals shouldn't be open-ended. It's hard to achieve a goal if it can constantly change. That's not to say that we can't adjust our goals, right? We absolutely can adjust our goals, especially if something changes. We have to be. Life is that way. We have to be able to adjust as life changes around us, but we do our best to set things that are attainable, measurable, and have a time component to it. So for 2025, what are our goals? Number 1, most important, is to get rid of all of our credit card debt. Now, to this point, I have not shared with you all my debt confession. I'll admit it's a little bit, I feel a little bit vulnerable doing so, but I think I'm ready to do that. So in the next few weeks, I will be tallying all of the debt, checking all of my accounts, and making sure I have accurate numbers. And I'm going to come to you with a debt confession. So you will get to see what that's going to look like. So there is a number, there is an amount of debt that is tied to credit cards that we are going to get rid of in the year of 2025. That is our number 1 goal. From there, we have or are very close to getting $1,000 in our emergency fund. I'm going to definitely get that up to $2,000 by the end of 2025. If we're able to do more, that's great, but this is our bare minimum for 2025. The other thing I would like to do is to get 1 month ahead on our household bills. Now, I'm not counting my mortgage in this one. We're just talking about everything else that runs the household, the bills that come in on a monthly basis. I would like to be at least 1 month ahead on those by the end of the year. So another goal that came from basically from the stress that came from this year. So while I did not accrue any additional debt for Christmas, and that is fantastic, I did feel quite a bit of stress towards the end of the year as I realized we weren't done saving for Christmas as Christmas was approaching. So I was really inspired by so many of the creators here on YouTube who do Christmas in July and really just save for Christmas all year round. And why I never thought to do that, I don't know, but here we are. I would like to fully fund Christmas, our Christmas budget, by the end of September, if not sooner. So that is a big goal for me. And then on the list, the only thing that is a purchase, not to say that we don't have other things we need to purchase, and whatever things we need to purchase we'll be paying for from our actual saved up funds, sinking funds and whatnot. But one of the big purchases that my husband and I have decided we need to save for is a new bed. We've had just an older cheaper mattress that we got online since we moved into the house before this one. So it's kind of run down, and mattresses are expensive by themselves, but we want to get one that does the adjustable everything so that I can read in bed, and those things are pricey. So we're going to start doing our research on which one we want and how much it is, and then we are going to be setting a sinking fund and a goal for purchasing that bed, because we will not put that again on a credit or accrue additional debt for that. So it's a pretty big goal. It's important. Good sleep is important. We wake up kind of sore every day. So we're pretty motivated to do this, but my biggest thing here is that we are not going to accrue additional debt for it. And since it is a big purchase, we definitely need to start planning for that. So there you have it. There are the 5 main goals for 2025. Now, we know that these are measurable because we will have a number for each one of these things. We have a date for each one of these things, which is either the end of the year if it doesn't say otherwise. So we know what we're going for here, and we'll be able to figure that out on a month by month basis. There are steps that help us get there, right? So getting out of credit card debt, we're going to be using a snowball method, of course, and then using our savings challenges and others to go towards that. Same thing for the emergency fund. We have savings challenges and a weekly requirement for meeting that. And I saw this on another creator, several creators channels, but I know there's one in particular that I watch a lot that that did this, starting a month ahead binder. I'm very excited to get one of those going. So hopefully by next month we'll have that going. And I'll of course share that with you. Fully funding Christmas by September is as simple as starting saving for Christmas now, but also looking forward to a Christmas in July event here with our savings challenges. So this, we're just going to have to figure out what we want, how much it costs, and we're going to have to figure out how much we need to set aside each week and each month in a sinking fund, or and find some fun savings challenges to go along with it. So lot to do this year, lots. I can't tell you how excited I am to see especially these two get taken care of. I know the feeling of being out of debt. Unfortunately, I know what that feels like, and it's great. But I also know what it's like to get back into debt, and that's where we are now. So we'll be talking more about that in our debt confession coming soon. One of the ways, though, that we are going to focus on getting as much money as possible paid towards our credit card debt is by focusing on no spends. So I did these last year, especially at the beginning of the year. I worked really hard on it, and we are going to continue that through this year. Now, this tracker, this no spend day tracker, I got from the Budget Mom. I'll link her website down below. Also, something else that I will be sharing with you in the future is my budgeting binder that I also got from her, along with another tool that I use to budget on a weekly basis. All of that's to come, but I wanted to share this with you. You can find all kinds of no spend trackers, and you know what, you can mark it in your calendar. It doesn't have to be something fancy either way. But I did really like this one. I like the way it looks when it's filled out. So basically each day of the month is icon here, and you color in the days that you do have a no spend. So we're going to start with that because it's fun to accomplish something. So what have we been doing? First of all, I need to figure out what day of the week it is. So let's see. The first was on Wednesday. So second and third, Thursday and Friday, fourth and fifth. So today's the 5th. Today's the 5th. It's Sunday the 5th. And I can tell you what we have spent or went on the days that we have not spent. So January 1st, we did get some takeout. Just kind of being lazy that day. So we cannot mark that day. But ever since then, we have had no spends. So we're going to be able to color in the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th and the 5th. Although technically today is the 5th, and while I have no plans to spend any money, I don't feel comfortable coloring it in because I want to be as honest as possible. So if something comes up or I break down and get takeout or something, I don't want to have colored in something that I didn't, that I shouldn't have. So for today's video, we'll be coloring in these 3 here as no spend days. So what qualifies as a no spend day? Does that mean you spend no money? No, there's hardly a day that goes by that something doesn't come out of our bank account. But what it means is that you didn't have any unbudgeted spending. Okay, so if, for instance, you budgeted a specific amount for eating out because you knew you were going to go eat out, as long as you budgeted for it and you stay within that budget, then it's a no spend day. Hopping on Amazon to buy a book I didn't plan on buying, that's a spend day. Going out and purchasing something or going and getting coffee that wasn't budgeted for, that's a spend day. So the key to this for us, our success for this, has to been really paying attention to what we are planning to do the next week and budgeting for it. Not having any of those last minute decisions like, oh, I'm gonna get takeout because I don't feel like cooking tonight. So there's a lot of things that go into helping to support a no spend. Number one being setting the budget, but also things like food prep and meal planning, making a list for things that you need at the store, so that you don't forget things, and planning ahead. So calendars and whatnot. So in a coming video, I will show you what my budget planner looks like and how we fill it out each month and each week. But for now, we're going to stick with this, okay? So this is the No Spend Days tracker from the Budget Mom. I'll link it down below. We are just getting started, and I'm excited to see this fill up with color, because every time we don't spend some money, that's some money we can put towards something else, particularly credit card debt. All right, so what do we have for savings today? So again, this is the beginning of the month, so I have a little bit more, and when we have more, we save more. What do we have? So we are going to have $60 for our minis and $30 for our tinies, which those will come in different videos. I know that I've skipped filming for a few weeks, but I'm never going to skip our emergency fund, because that's just cheating us. So we did set aside $150 this week to make up for the weeks that we missed. So we're going to be seeing where we are on our O Poop challenge and see if we're close to finishing that. And then I have our new challenges and our yearly challenge that I'm going to introduce to you today. We have a total of $280 for both of those together. So this week alone, we are saving a total of $520 towards savings and challenges. So that's exciting. So as per usual, we're going to start out with the business end of everything here. We have our emergency fund. We're going to have $150 to put towards that. Let's see here. So, oh yeah, come on, Ashley, you could have done that. So with $15 per icon, we would be filling in 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my gosh, let's go ahead and color in this guy too for 10, and we will be finishing. I did not expect that. So what a way to start out. We will be finishing our emergency fund challenge, the O Poop challenge, okay? Now, we will have to look and see how much that puts us in as far as how many we have, because our goal is 1,000. So we're going to keep going. And then, as you know, we hit our 2025 goals are to hit 2,000. So we're not stopping here. So next week, we will have to have a new tracker for emergency fund. So I'm not sure if we're going to do another one of these. By the way, this is a printable in my shop. If you're interested, you can find it. I will link it down below. I just like our colorful friends here because, you know, oh poop, life happens. So does poop, if you catch my drift. So they just make me happy. But I have a lot of other trackers I found from some amazing creators. So we'll just decide before next week what we're going to do for our next tracker for emergency fund. So we're going to color in every single one of the icons on here and then put 150 in. So I will, you know what, I was going to fast forward, but I'll chitty chat. I know you guys maybe already sick of listening to me, but it's been 3 weeks since I've seen you all. What did we do? What did you guys do? I hope you had a great Christmas or holiday season, a great New Year's. My husband and I actually went and did something this year, which has been years since we went and did anything. It wasn't crazy. We went to a friend's house. We were even wearing pajama pants and eating all the snacks and just kind of had a nice low-key New Year's. That was wonderful. So that's what we did. Before that, we had Christmas. We had 2 Christmases, one on Christmas Day at our house, where we hosted half of our family. And that was fantastic, especially since someone else in the family actually made the dinner. They brought over a brisket and all the sides, and all I had to do was provide a nice clean space for everybody to attend. So that was amazing. So we did that. We also had a second Christmas, which we always do, out where my mom lives. And we always make a weekend of that. We play lots of fun games and do, my mom calls it Silly Santa, which is essentially Dirty Santa, where we, fight over the best gift. That's always fun. Get to see family. That's fantastic. But, honestly, I'm sure you can relate. By the time you're done with all of that, it's just a lot. And it's tiring. So, outside of that, my kiddos have been home on winter break, of course. So I've been working from home, but working every day except for the days that I had holiday. And so it was balancing holiday requirements and the kids' needs and work. Another fun thing we got to do, my mom and my two boys, we drove out to Memphis, which is where my brother and sister-in-law live. And we got to go do a lot of things, eat a lot of delicious food, but most importantly, the boys got to see the Nutcracker Ballet for the first time, and that was also really, really cool. They got to go backstage because my sister-in-law is the stage manager for Memphis Ballet. So Finn, my youngest, who had never seen a ballet, was just starstruck by getting to meet the actual Nutcracker. So that was really fun. And, again, loved it. It's a great time to spend with family and get to do that. And my brother and my sister-in-law, very good hosts, so it was a great time. But again, tiring, just tiring. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate. You get to the end of the Christmas season and you're just, you spend all year waiting for it to get here, and then it gets here and it's like, whoa. We are taking down Christmas decorations now. Donna's coming down now. That's what my husband's working on today, putting all that back in the attic, and we will just look forward to, next year when it comes back. And I'm sure it'll be here before we know it, right? So that was our holiday season. How was yours? How was yours? Let's get our 150 here. All right, now let's see. I hope you had a good one. If it was as tiring as mine, I hope you're getting some rest, because we all need that. All right, let's go in here and see how much we have in our emergency fund. We're going to add in our 150 here. Well, I think we're getting very close, if not already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 850, 855. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 850, 855. Okay, so I'm going to do a little math really quick. And yes, don't judge me. I'm going to use my calculator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 49. Plus 5. Plus 2. Plus 1. So that's 57 icons times 15. Means we should have 855. So this tracker, if you do $15, gives you 855. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 855. We are getting very, very close to our 1,000 goal. All right, so 855 in there. We finished up this tracker. We will either have a blank version of this for next time, or we will find a different one. But we have saved $855 towards our emergency fund. And I am just so proud of that. So maybe by the end of this month, if we keep with our tracker, or keep with our weekly requirement, we will hit that $1,000. But yay us, okay? So we need to ring the bell because this is a very big completed challenge. Way to bring in the new year. And you know that means we're going to have our very first dollar in the ding ding ding. And while I have this out, I will tell you too, again, full transparency, this money went towards Christmas as well. It was $92. So from the time we started the ding 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 last year, which was not a full year, we saved an additional $92 towards our savings. So we are starting fresh with $1 as of today in the ding ding ding. And if you don't know what this is a freebie from Donna powered by creativity. Basically every time we finish a savings challenge, we are going to ring the bell and add $1 to the envelope, and we will see. Now we'll get to do a full year. We'll see how many additional dollars we save throughout the year. Okay, so let me see how long our video is now. So basically we've gone over our goals. We've done our no spend tracker, which we will do every week now. We've done our emergency fund and even finished out a challenge. So let's talk about what I have planned for our challenges for this month and in the nearish future. Okay, so we've got two. We're going to first of all talk about, we definitely will continue doing the minis and the tinies. I thought about combining these two, and we may do that in the future, but for right now these seem to be the videos everyone really likes. So we're going to continue doing the minis. So we have a new binder full of the Monday minis. We have a full binder of tinies. Okay, so we're going to be looking at those in the next few videos. You know how that works, Monday and Tuesday. But for our weekend savings challenges, we have a couple of new things planned. Okay, so let's set this out of the way really quick. Up first in my shiny new future binder, as our future is so shiny, we'll keep our emergency fund tracker in here. Another one that I am going to start probably today, as long as I don't yammer on for too long, is the Save 2025 and 2025 from Nita at the Almost Organized Owl. So if we were to go to that, now we have two versions of this. Number one is the Save 225, so $225. So you can see the denominations are smaller. And then another one, which is the Save 2025 and 2025. So this one's going to be a little bit more of a reach, but we're going to be working on this at least every week. Well, definitely every week. I just don't know how much we'll be able to do every week. We'll have to see how the budget starts to work out. But I would like to work really heavily on getting this one done, because I think this will help. We can put this towards the emergency fund pretty immediately. So one of the other changes I wanted to make, and I've seen people do this, I've just been hesitant to do that because my mind changes about things, is that, assigning out what something is going to go to. And I think we're going to start doing that. So emergency fund is for this, for sure. We're going to put $225 additional towards our emergency fund, which will help us bump that up because we're trying to get the 2,000. So we're going to work on this one a little bit today. We're going to work on this one a little bit today. So a little on each one. Another one that we're going to be doing weekly, and this one comes from Save with Judy, and I think we have that one, yep, here. We're saving $25 a month, so $5 per icon, and we're going to make sure that we keep up with that. So we've got that. That'll give us another additional $300. And what do we want to put this one towards? Let's see. You know what would be great for this one? I think this one would be great for it's a brain freeze. It's a total brain freeze. HOA, that's what I was trying to say. So our HOA every year comes due in March or April. They'll send me a bill here very soon. And it's about $350 a year. So this will be a really good addition and something to work towards throughout the year. Okay, so the other thing that I want to do, so we have kind of a monthly, a year, like a calendar theme going. Another thing, I've been holding on to this forever. Oh my gosh, it is the cutest thing ever. This comes from Cash Budget Insights. It's Monstrous Savings, Monstrous Book of Savings. It's a calendar, y'all. It is just the cutest thing. I have been holding on to it because I wanted to start it in January. But if you haven't seen this, oh my gosh, I don't even know. I mean, hopefully she still has them in her shop. But they come printed like this. They are absolutely adorable. So there's one for every month. And you can see our little monsters here. Some of them are, you know, you can assign the amount. We've got scratch offs. Oh my God, look at him, how cute. So this is a color and save. You can assign the amount. So each month has 2 pages. This is a lucky coin flip. How cute is that? So we're going to be working through the Monstrous Savings throughout the year. So again, it'll be another long one. And I don't know what we'll put it through. We might end up assigning something each month to a particular fund, just to see how it goes. So I'm telling y'all, I have been just chomping to get to this one, and I am so excited that January is here. This is oh my gosh, this is a camping theme, and y'all know how much we love camping. October, Halloween, oh my gosh, I'm just in love with it. We're gonna have so much fun. So we're going to be doing this every week because we'll have to do a little bit each week to get through each month. And I think that's maybe what we'll do. We will decide to assign something, a fund for each month. And so we'll be doing this. I don't know if we'll get to it today, but we are going to get to it in a video this week. Okay, so we've got the 2025 challenge, we've got Monstrous Savings, we've got Save with Judy's 2025. Now this one was a freebie that I found from D Plans and Budgets. She's got a monthly thing, so we're going to be doing this every week. We have 12 of these, so we'll work through those each month. And another one that I have been holding on to forever. So excited to finally have the space to work on it. This one comes from Mischief Managed Budgets, Rin. She is, you know, if you know, you know, but she has these adorable little cards with scratch offs off of them. This one is her Flamazing. Why be boring when you can be Flamazing? So we're going to be working through this one as well, and I have another 2 sets like this because I went spin crazy many months ago and I've been holding on to them. So I would say that was plenty because these are some pretty big goals, but I also have one more to share with you, and this one, and you all know my love for a box challenge. So this one we found from Owl Always Saves, or Owl Always Save. It is a calendar box. I told you we had a calendar theme going. And this one was a digital download and comes with a ton of cards. And basically you're just going to draw a card. You're going to go to that page and it's going to tell you how much to save for that icon. So another big save. Now, why are we doing such big ones? They're sometimes hard to, you know, be patient to work through. Well, the answer is we have big goals, guys. We've got to pay credit card debt. We've got to get those emergency funds up. And until we're able to do those things, all these other goals that I have, they just can't happen. So we gotta do some big things if we want to accomplish those big goals. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. So hopefully you're excited to see how that goes, and excited to tune in to the rest of my videos as we start to get in the habit of doing those things. So for our weekend savings, this video we will do our monthly, our calendar savings. That's what we're going to call them, I think, because they are very all calendar themed. So let's look and see what we want to start with. All right, we're going to start with 2025. And we got the 2 different ones that we're working on that. So we're going to go ahead and set this aside and start working on that. All right, so let's get our money out. Let's see what we've got. So we already saved our $150 for our emergency fund, so that is done. And it looks like we've got $80 earmarked for our 2025 challenges. So let's go ahead and pull 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've already lost track. My brain is just not fully switched on. 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65. So this is only 70. We need 10 more ones. Or another 5 and another 5 ones. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to leave the rest of this money because this goes towards our other challenges. Keeping that stuff segregated. All right. So if we did this right, we should have 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So $80. All right. Now, this is my first time playing these. I know that the bigger one, obviously, is going to have bigger denominations. So it would probably be in our best interest to start with the bigger one each week, just so that we make sure we're not running out of money to be able to do the smaller one, and that one can be more of a catch-all. So this one has definitely more options for smaller denominations, whereas this one it's going to require a little bit more. So let's get our scratcher here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's 12 sections. Let's see, it wants us to do section number 5. So that's what we'll do. We're going to roll that D12 each time. And let's see, what is the largest one in section 5? That is $30. Or $29. So 20, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 29. I always like to try to get the biggest ones out of the way. So, you know, if we have a little bit of a tighter week, we feel like we've already accomplished. All right, so we have 29 right there. Let's see, should we go one more time? Okay, let's go one more time because we can always choose to do a smaller amount. Okay, so this is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so we did almost $30 there. We need to stay, let's do the $9 one. We will do $9 for this one. All right, so we'll take this one back and grab a 10, and then let's see. Yeah, so that means for our very first week, we've already saved 20, 30, 35, 36, 37, and 38. So we need to go ahead and do our 225 in 2025. Let's do the same thing. Let's roll this. That's going to be number 3. So we are going to be scratching something. Let's see, which one should we scratch? Let's do this. Just 1. Okay, we can handle that. That is no big deal. All right. All right. Okay. Get our little vacuumy. All right, so $1. We definitely need to go again. Number 5, so we need to go down here. Let's see. $2. I'm gonna do something different on this one. I'm gonna do like color coordinating for winter being extra. All right, let's roll again. 11. So that's going to be down here. Let's do another 2. Oh, we need a different color though. And don't worry, I will condense down as needed. All right, let's see what we got going here. 2, 3, 4, 5. We can trade in that for a 5. Trade in this. I guess at the end, all the money is going to end up over here anyways. All right, let's roll again. 10, that's going to be here. So let's do pink. We've got some tulips going. I'm so excited to do these. I've seen others do the 2024 one of this. All right, let's do that. Round 5. 2. Ooh, we get to scratch again. Let's do this one. A 4. Alrighty. 4 it is. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Roll again. 9. That's going to be here. So we need some blue. We'll do another 2. You know, this also probably work really well as a catch-all. So because it's got the 1s and the 2s, it'll keep us from getting those nasty IOUs. Okay. Trying to keep it condensed down, and then, you know, I don't know, maybe we should go back to the bigger one, see if we can knock out a little bit more on that one. Let's do one more. 11, so that's going to be back here. Let's do 2. All right, let's do that. Let's go back to the big one and let's see what we get for that. Number 8, that's going to be right here. Let's see, how much do we have? Oh, we have still quite a bit. Let's do, the largest one here is 27. And I'm pretty sure we can make that happen. All right, let's see what we got. 1, 2, so that's 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 27. It was meant to be. It was absolutely meant to be. Let's organize this a little bit. Keep these 1s for now because you never know, we might need change. And we know this is $80 going in, and we're just going to keep it all together. When we finish one or the other, I can always pull that specific amount out. But we know that we've got to get to 225 before we can pull that first one. All right, so we are done with our 2025 challenges from the Almost Organized Owl. Exciting. All right. Okay, y'all. That is probably going to be enough for today because our video is getting very long, and I'm going to be posting another video soon showing you the rest of the challenges that we're going to be working on this month and going forward. and we will also get our calendar box out in that video as well. So since every other video we won't be doing as much, we're going to basically do most of this on the weekends, all of our calendar challenges. But we'll just have to do another one because this one's just getting a little long, and I know nobody really loves the super long videos. So for that, I say thank you for joining, especially if you are been with us for a bit and you come back. I'm sorry for my absence, and I'm glad to be back. I hope you're glad to be back. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing, and if you liked the video today, please give it a like and a comment, and I promise I'll comment back. I look forward to the next time we get to hang out. Until then, y'all hang in there. Bye.